Welcome to Journaling with Nature, the podcast for those who want to turn curiosity into wonder, a pencil sketch into a rabbit hole of discovery, a moment of stillness into a life full of joy. I'm your host, Bethan Burton. Let's open the pages of our nature journals and explore this world together. Hello, this is episode 168. I hope you're doing well. Before we dive into the prompt today, I have something to share with you which I'm a little bit shy about. After the longest time, seriously, this has been in the making for years and years, I have finally opened my online store and I'm sharing greeting cards, postcards, and fine art prints of my nature journal and my nature art. It's up on my website now and you can use the link in the show notes to go and have a little look if you feel like it. I've started off kind of small with a range of 6 cards and 6 postcards, which you can buy individually or all together in a packet of 6. And I've also got some open edition prints and some limited edition prints. But I've got loads of ideas for different card series that I want to create. One with skies, one on toned paper, one with butterflies and other things from the garden, as well as a bunch of other things that I'd like to make. So I'm starting off small, but it feels like a really big and exciting step. So I'm happy to share this news with you, even though it makes me feel a little bit shy to talk about it. I'm happy to be here with you today for another Nature Journal prompt episode. This one is a bit special because it's not one prompt, it's 31 prompts. And that's because I've decided to create a list of prompts for Inktober. Have you come across this event before? Inktober is an art challenge where you follow a prompt list and there's an official one, and then there's also hundreds of other ones that folks make for their own niche topics. So I've created one on the theme of garden journaling. If you've been following me on social media, you might have seen that my nature journal has lately been focusing strongly on my vegetable garden. And this has been an amazing way of documenting what I'm planting, what's growing well, and what needs attention. But I found that in September, I really got out of the swing of keeping this garden journal. At the start of the month, I had COVID and was out for a week, and then a few other interruptions meant that I didn't get back into the swing of it that month. I wonder if you find this too, that your journal goes in cycles. You might have a really active period and you're really committed and doing it regularly, and then a period of stepping away from it for a bit when things get busy in your life. I think this is totally fine, but with the garden journal in particular, I really want to stick to it to document all the amazing things that are happening in the garden that I just don't want to miss. So as a way of getting myself back into the daily habit of keeping a garden journal, I created this list for Inktober, and I'll be creating and posting a garden journal entry every day for October. I'm going to read you the list now. They're just one-word prompts, which is nice because it kind of is open-ended, and then you can decide what kind of way you want to take it and what's inspiring you on that day. So here we go. This is 31 prompts for what I'm calling Inktober in the garden. Pollinator, fruit, scented, germinate, wild, sun, growth, mulch, tendril, water, sow, flower, soil, shade, cultivated, climbing, root, invertebrate, companion, textured, supported, leaf, herb, seed, insect, weed, compost, tool, seedling, pod, harvest. Reading them out felt actually really nice. It's a bit like a poem, isn't it? Having those words all in a string. I liked that. So the idea is to create a nature journal entry responding to one prompt each day. I'll be putting my pages up on Instagram, but I've also created a blog post on my website for those who don't use social media so that you can find the list and follow along if you feel like doing that. If you are on social media and you'd like to join me with this challenge during October, you can use the hashtag Inktober and I'll be able to find your post and comment and share them. I'd love to have you there with me. this is my way of getting motivated and inspired again with my garden journal, but I understand that it's a privilege to have a space to have a veggie garden and that a lot of people don't. And you don't have to have a garden to join in with this list. All of these prompts can be done just anywhere in nature with whatever comes to mind when you're in your local park or green space. So head to the show notes where you'll find a link to the blog post with the prompt list, as well as a link to my online store if you feel like having a look. Thanks so much for listening. See you next week.